This is more Doug DeMuro, and today I'm going to go over the top 10 cars I am most excited about in 2021. It's still January, just barely, so there's a lot of year left, and I'm going to discuss the cars I am most excited to see, the cars I'm most excited to drive, and most importantly, the cars that I'm most excited to review in the coming year. So let's get started. And by the way, if I don't mention a car here like the new Nissan Z or the rumored Ferrari SUV, it's probably because it's not actually coming out in 2021, or at least don't expect it in 21, maybe 22. But I'm trying to focus on cars coming this year, in this calendar year. So let's do it. And this is in order of excitement. I'm going to start with the car, all these cars I'm very excited about because they're the top 10, but I'm going to start with the least most excited car, and I'm going to finish with the most excited car at the end of the video. So here goes. Before I get started, be sure to check out Cars and Bids, which is my enthusiast car auction website. We've had some amazing sales recently, including this 2000 BMW M5, which sold for $38,500, this DeLorean, which sold for over $44,000, and this BMW M6 Grand Coupe, which sold for $62,000. If you're looking to sell your cool car from the modern era, Cars and Bids is the place. You'll get the most money for your car and will get your auction listed quickly. And if you're looking to buy a cool car from the 1980s and up, we have an amazing selection of daily auctions at carsandbids.com. Okay, number 10 car I am most excited about this year, the new BMW M3 and M4. These are reportedly coming in spring of 2021. These are going to be impressive cars. They have 500 horsepower, they have a 6-speed manual transmission available for them, and I've driven a regular 4 Series, and it was a pretty impressive car. I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what the new M version is like and how much better that will be than both the predecessor and then the regular 4 Series. Next up, number 9 car I am most excited for this year, the new Polestar 2. I reviewed the Polestar 1 earlier last year, which is a pretty cool car, but it's very limited production, very niche audience, and also it's a plug-in hybrid. The Polestar brand, I guess, is going to be focusing more on true electric vehicles, and the Polestar 2 is the first fully battery electric vehicle that Polestar will have. So I'm really excited for that. It's actually on sale right now, and I'm going to be reviewing one very soon, but I'm really excited to do that and check out sort of this new Volvo weird electric luxury brand and see their first real kind of more mainstream offering compared to the Polestar 1. Next up, number 8 car I am most excited about, the new Corvette Z06. Chevy hasn't shown this yet, but it's obviously coming. And it's obviously the high performance version of the regular new C8 Corvette. Initially, I think it was expected early this year, early 21, but production delays and COVID have probably pushed it back. But even if it's this summer or this fall, I'm still very excited. I love the C8. It was my car of the year last year. I think it's a fantastic vehicle. And I'm really, really pumped to see what the performance version does because the regular one is already so amazing. I'm excited to see how it looks, how they kind of dress up the performance version to make it even more desirable. It's just going to be a great car, and I'm really, really excited for it if they do it right, which I have no doubt that they will. So I'm excited. Should be fantastic. Next up, number 7 car I'm most excited for this year, the Maserati MC20. Most people have forgotten about this car, so let me refresh your memory. Maserati is coming out with a mid-engine supercar, and it looks pretty cool, actually. It has a new V6 with 620 horsepower, top speed over 200 miles an hour, starting price around $200,000. It's gonna be a serious car, and it goes on sale at the end of the year. There's not been all that much buzz about it. I think because the Maserati brand has been so degraded that people just don't have high expectations for a supercar from Maserati, and people are just not taking it incredibly seriously given that the brand isn't what it used to be. But I am excited for it. I think it looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to see what it can do and how well it will perform, especially against rivals. Next up, number 6 car I'm most excited about in 21. It's actually 2 cars, new Jeeps. Even though the Ford Bronco kind of stole the show from Jeep last year, new Jeeps are going to be a big part of 2021. We have 2 really important ones coming. Probably the most important is the Grand Cherokee. which supposedly will come out this spring pretty soon. This is a totally new Grand Cherokee, and it's the first time in a decade that Jeep has come out with a Grand Cherokee. And that's a big deal because the Grand Cherokee is one of the most popular cars on the market, one of the most popular new cars that people buy. And it's been so long since the last one has been updated. They facelifted it and they improved the technology and whatever, but it hasn't had a full clean sheet new model redesign in a decade. And so this is going to be a big deal, especially right now because SUVs like the Grand Cherokee are so hot and they're so popular. And so I'll be interested to see how successful this is and, you know, whether they really did a great job. As I'm hoping. The other big new Jeep this year is the new Grand Wagoneer. This is the top-end luxury Jeep, obviously. It's gotten a lot of buzz. Enthusiasts are more excited about this, like the return of the old school Grand Wagoneer, but I think from a business standpoint, probably the Grand Cherokee is the more popular vehicle due to sheer sales numbers. But still, the Grand Wagoneer is exciting, it's going to be interesting and cool, and the top-end Jeep, I mean, it's going to be a big deal. And I'm very interested in it, and I'm very interested to see how they execute a vehicle like this. Since Jeep has never really performed in this segment, maybe since the last Grand Wagoneer like 30 years ago. It's pretty interesting times. And also there's other new Jeeps coming out this year like the V8 Wrangler, but that stuff, not quite as excited for that stuff as these two big model launches. Okay, next up car I am excited about in 2021, number 5, the Hummer EV. Now General Motors claims this is coming at the very end of this year. We will see. It seems like there's a lot of development left to do, but I already reviewed the static version of this car, and if they follow through on their promises, the real one will have some amazing stuff, and I can't wait to see it. It seems amazing with some really cool features. The roof you can lift off, the front trunk that opens automatically with the key, the crab walk feature, an amazing amount of power, the launch mode thing. It just seems like it's going to be really an impressive vehicle, and I'm excited to be impressed by it and see what happens. Next up, number 4 car I am most excited about this year, that would be the new Mercedes-Benz S-Class. This one isn't as crazy or as, exciting, insane as some of the others on this list, but a new S-Class is always a pretty big deal. I get tons of requests for this car right now. I know I gotta do the new S-Class. It hasn't come out yet in North America, so when you see other YouTubers doing it, they're in Europe. The European cars tend to be released in Europe before in the United States. I will do it as soon as I possibly can when it comes out in the States. I am really excited about it. A new S-Class is always a big deal. Even though it's like subtle, kind of understated styling, doesn't seem that crazy like the Hummer EV. It's a big deal. It has a lot of new tech. It always debuts new features and new stuff for Mercedes-Benz. It kind of stands as like the king of Mercedes-Benz technology and equipment at the top of the range. So I'm excited to see that. Next up, number 3 car I am most excited about this year, the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, Tesla, obviously I can't wait to check this thing out. Tesla videos, when I do Tesla reviews, always blow up. They're always tremendously popular. I have thoroughly enjoyed every Tesla model that I've ever reviewed. Model 3 Performance, and Model Y have been the most recent ones. They've all been very successful reviews and excellent cars. And so I'm really excited to see the Cybertruck. Obviously it looks insane. It promises a lot, including the fact that it will be on sale this year. It's a promise that's been given. I and a lot of other people am starting to question whether that's actually going to be happening, but I guess we'll find out. I don't know that they necessarily will make that date, but if they do, I can't wait to check it out. And even if it doesn't come out till 22, I still can't wait to check it out and see how a Tesla pickup truck actually behaves. It should be a very interesting experience, to say the least. Next up, number 2 vehicle I'm most excited about in 21 is Rivian. Rivian claims they will be on sale this summer. And I can't wait to see what a Rivian vehicle looks like, feels like, drives like, what the tech is like. A lot of people have criticized me for not giving Rivian more coverage when I was discussing the Hummer EV and the Cybertruck. But, with a new brand, I don't trust anything that a new brand says or does until they've proven something to me. And so, I know that GM is going to come out with the Hummer EV because it's General Motors and they make a lot of cars, and they've proven that. And Tesla, I even believe Tesla, they've made a lot of cars. They've proven themselves as well. They don't need, maybe they'll miss their date, but they're gonna come out with a vehicle. Rivian, we'll see. But when they do, and if I get my hands on it, check it out, experience it, I'll start to change my mind. And I'm excited to see this thing. It's the kind of a totally new take on the EV pickup truck, SUV. I mean, this is an interesting vehicle. And so I'm excited to see how this manifests itself and how it actually performs and behaves in the real world. We'll see. It'll be interesting. But by far the number 1 car I am most excited to check out 2021, this is obvious, the new Ford Bronco. Enormous amount of requests still flow in for this car. Everybody wants to check it out. It's obvious number one, so much interest in the new Bronco, and I can't wait to see what it's like. It's obviously going to be very cool and exciting. I want to check out how everything works, the roof, the off-roading equipment, all of it. Two-door, four-door, I want to see it all, and I'm gonna make a big push to make sure I check out everything with the new Bronco, and I can't wait to drive it and see what it's like on the road, off the road, and I promise I will do it the moment I can. That is the number one car I'm most excited for, and based on feedback I get, that's probably the number one car that you are most excited for as well, and it should be really cool. So those are the cars that I am most excited for in 2021. Obviously, there are some others that I'm looking forward to as well, like the higher performance version of the Mustang Mach-E, or that V8 Jeep Wrangler, or the Mercedes Maybach GLS. But most of that stuff is more like niche kind of cars. These ones I just named are 10 specific new cars that I especially think are going to be the most widespread, interesting, cool, exciting new cars this year. And I'll be excited to review them when they come out.